Good morning, folks. This is Monday morning, the 2nd of March, here in the UK. It's 5:30 a.m. I'm just looking at the DAX futures. This is a 15-minute chart going back to last week. You can see we started last week around 13,700 area, just below. And last week the DAX dropped 2,000 points, making a low somewhere down 11.7. The best rally we could do during that time, this one here, so I've marked it, that was the best rally I could do. And then what I've done is project it from this low. Now, if you look at what price action unfolded on Friday, you can see we completed this ABCD leg from the high on Wednesday. We made this rally on the Wednesday, and then we started lower again. And then we had another little rally here. And we did actually do an ABCD, so hit the 50% retracement. And then we completed this ABCD down here, just extended the CD leg to 1.189. And since then, on Friday, we managed to complete a 135 pattern of higher lows. What we haven't seen as yet, although it's possible we could be about to see it, we need to see now some higher highs. Now, this is the ceiling on the whole move. Since we started this consolidation, this bit of a basing pattern, if you like, we now need to get above this 12,000 and convincingly get above them. You can see now, this is the futures. So I've got another 2.5 hours before the cash market opens. The futures are trying to push above this blue line here, which is really the ceiling on the whole thing. Now, all we might do is get a little ABCD. I don't know what the ratio is on that. Let's put some ratio. Get a ratio on that. Off here. Go. She's not quite managed the 382 as it off that swing. So this is a level of resistance. It needs to get through that. This is the move what it did last time. And all that's going to do is take you to the 61% retracement off this last swing high here, as you can see. So all we've managed is a 382 off the last swing high. But we have consolidated. There are signs that we could get a little bit of a pullback. What you'd look for is a move to about 12,500. 12,500 is the 382 on the weekly chart. Look at the 382 on this drop. It measures off daily, if you like, no matter. Here's your weekly. Zoom in. If you measure from the high we made to Friday's low, the 382 off that whole 2,000 and odd point drop comes in at 12,500, as you can see there. Now, that would constitute a BC swing if we could get there. It's up another 500 points from where we're trading right now in the futures. So that's an area to watch. If we can get a rally to unfold from here, then that's the first area you'd look at. It coincides with this prior resistance here as well, doesn't it? Very close. So that's what you'd look for. And then we'll have to take it from there to see what unfolds. But if you pan this right back, you can see the uptrend's very much intact, but you've got to respect a big wide-ranging bar like that. That's real fear coming into the markets, folks, when you see a big down week like that. 2,000 point drop in a week. This is why fear is a much bigger emotion than greed, because the two emotions that drive markets, fear and greed. The fear is much, when you look back at some of these corrections, the corrections always tend to take longer, or much quicker than the greed drives the markets higher, fear drives it lower. And when fear kicks in, the corrections are much quicker. As you can see here, out the credit crunch, we gave up 78.6% of the gains in 18 months. That took 5 years to get there. Nearly 5 years, and it give it all up in 18 months. Just shows you how fear corrections are much more severe. So that's what I'm seeing in the DAX, folks, this morning. So keep an eye on this 12,000, and also need to see some movement in the cash market The futures can be a little bit deceptive. Just have a quick look at what's going on in Asia. See what the Japanese yens, the Hang Seng's up 85, and the Nikkei 225 is up 306, 355. So that's quite tidy. The Hang Seng's hanging up pretty well. It's holding up pretty well, should I say? The Hang Seng is, you see, you had this 135 pattern here. If you look at that, you see it's your long-term weekly support comes in down here at your. So you see the long-term weekly trend. Let's just remove the ratios. Let's just see a little bit more clearly. Let's just take the ratios off for a minute. That's better. Let's see what's going on now. You see, that's your long-term weekly on your Hang Seng. We have broken the near-term weekly trend, which is that one, as you can see. But we've held the one, that is the 135 pattern. We completed the Gartley up there. The 135 pattern, we've held the 0.5 low. But it's looking for all money, like it does want to head lower. But we might see some sort of a rally before it does that. So this week's going to be key, folks, to keep an eye on. Just a quick look at the Nikkei. Let's have a look what that's doing on the long-term weekly as well. Again, you can see there's a 135 pattern on the Nikkei 225 weekly chart. There we go. And not quite perfect time symmetry. So we might get some sort of a rally again. What you'd look for on here is your 382, wouldn't you? Off the high to the low. There's possibly could argue a BC swing there. 382 on that's going to take you up 21.9. We're currently trading about another 550 from where it's trading now. Get you up to that 382, then keep an eye on it from there. What we're seeing in that. The Dow printed that hammer candle on the daily. So did the S&Ps. If you looked at one of the earlier Facebook posts, you'll see that hammer. Let's have a look what that's done. So this is your daily chart of the S&Ps. That's the low test candle, like a hammer candle. And we gap down. We gap down at the opening. You can see we gap down, and the gap down is basically the low of the day, isn't it? We gap down to the open. They opened it for 29.051. 29.05, sorry. So we gap down, and the open price is virtually the low of the day. Again, it's on the futures. The cash market doesn't open for another 8 hours or so in the US. So just keep a close eye. The cash market can be deceptive, but again, you'd look for your 382. So as your first sort of sign, and there it comes in. 382 coming in at 30.60. We're at 29.88. So that's up 70 S&P points, folks, just to get to the 382. So again, that's what we're seeing. So early days, but you could argue encouraging. So way overbought on your RSI, as you can see. You look at the last spike low we had on your RSI. We're in the same area, and we had a nice bounce. Again over here, we had a sharp decline. The RSI got into this bear support zone, and you can see that we had a nice rebound. So we could get some sort of a bungee jump type rebound when we've seen at these extreme oversold levels. But there's still a lot going on in the news, folks. You have to appreciate that. But it's looking encouraging so far in early morning trade. So we've not fell off Everest and gapped down as a lot of people were anticipating this morning. So that's what I'm seeing in a few of the equities. So quick look, just to look at the one that is open, and that's the Australian, isn't it? That the Australian should have been open overnight. If I can find it, there we go. Aussie 200. Again, that's up. Not a lot. Let's have a look at it quickly, because this were quite bullish. It has bounced yet. Again, this has held up quite well, hasn't it? Considering that when you think that Australia exports a large percentage of its export trade is out to China, and China, half of China was shut down for a spell. That's held up pretty well, hasn't it? It's not even completed what it did last time. But the steepness of that last week, of course, is you have to recognise that. Put the ratios on, see where we are. See where we are on that one. Yeah, it's just done 50% retracement, and now it's trying to rally. So it's got a chance. So okay, folks, that's what I'm seeing in the equities early morning. I'll try and update you where I am this week. I'm struggling to get a signal in today sometimes. So if I get a signal, I'll be able to update you as we go on. If not, it'll be later in the day. Okay, folks, so that's what I'm seeing in equities overnight. So take care and trade safely and keep those stops tight, folks. Anything can happen. So good luck with your trading. Okay, bye for now.